So the first thing we wanted to talk about regarding dealing with stress is the balloon principle. See, anytime something is going on, like COVID-19, wars, hurricanes, and just general stress, we all feel a pressure. And if we say that we don't experience any of that or that it doesn't affect us, I would ask you to challenge yourself and rethink that. COVID-19, I'm not scared or fearful of COVID-19, but because of all the restrictions, it builds up some pressure. I can't live my normal life the way I want to, and that builds a little bit more pressure. The future becomes uncertain and we're stuck with each other 24/7, and that builds some pressure. When I go to the store and I have to sneeze, I have to stifle it because people are looking at me. That builds pressure. Normally, I would go fishing, I would be out and about, I would be worshiping with the people in my community at church, and I would have a chance to release some of that pressure. We always have various ways of releasing that pressure in a natural coping mechanism. Maybe it's good food, maybe it's just a hike or going to the gym. But I can't release that pressure. Now, you can see that there's a lot of love right there. I experience a lot of love, I feel a lot of love, but that love is under pressure. Now, what happens when you're under pressure, Katie, and I do something that you don't like? When things are under pressure, my ears are ringing in here. Wow. When things are under pressure, it doesn't take but one small thing to pop that pressure. Now the problem comes along when I equate the magnitude of that explosion with the small pin, and I think that the small pin caused my blow up. But the reality is, if I was under less pressure, there's less of a blow up. So when we're under pressure, it's so easy to get frustrated with normal circumstances. I can drive down the freeway any given day and I don't have any problem. But when I'm under pressure, suddenly all the other drivers on the road become annoying and irritating. I'm not going to jump out of my car and do anything rash, but again, that builds the pressure. When I speak of the balloon principle, every time we're under pressure and in a house with each other 24/7, knowing the balloon principle is half the battle. When I'm under pressure and my wife does something I don't like, or when my kids leave their socks in the living room, I have to remember that my pressure is not equal to their action. That my pressure and what I feel is disproportionate to the behavior and the action that is actually being taken. When they blow up on me, I have to remember to have lots of grace and forgiveness, as Jesus told me to, because I understand that when they get upset, it's not about what I did necessarily. Sometimes it is. But the magnitude is the pressure that's surrounding us. See, when we're on the field, this is one thing we always had to do and recognize as a team and recognize as a family, that there was a lot of pressure around us. There was pressure of living in a new world. There was pressure of learning a language. There was the pressure of not knowing or being able to fully order my own dinner or water. There's pressure to try and listen and learn as fast as we can the language, but the language is only coming so fast. There is security pressures. So within our house, we had to make sure and practice lots of love and grace and remember the balloon principle. And I say this as the number one is because remembering that balloon principle is huge in being able to address situations appropriately. Such as normally when my daughter leaves socks on the floor, I can say, "Hey, you left your socks, pick them up." But when I'm under pressure, that's when I tend to get a little more angrier, or I can blow up. And so even when it comes to the Holy Spirit and self-control, I need to put that in perspective and not release all that pressure on another member of my household.